We want him alive! He's got a bomb!
The new motion picture Wanted Dead or Alive stars Rutger Hauer, Robert Guillaume, and Gene Simmons. But even more explosive performances are turned in by their co-stars. Some of the most amazing pyrotechnics ever seen on the screen. Director Gary Sherman.
We have a lot of special effects in terms of explosions and gunfire and car crashes and bombs, and just coordinating all of that becomes a physical problem and becomes a time problem.
To overcome the obstacles, Sherman called in special effects wizard Cal Acord. Together, they tackled the difficult task of appearing to blow up an actual movie theater in Southern California.
We had to blow it up and then put it back so they could go back in there and show their movies the following week.
Very quiet, everyone, and roll camera. Cameras are rolling. Cal. Boom!
It looks like the theater was completely destroyed, and we only did actually just over $1,000 damage to the building.
With only one chance to make it perfect, scenes using explosives are carefully choreographed and shot by multiple cameras.
And action!
In the case of this explosion on water, rubber cement was used to make it last.
It's very, very flammable, and as you can see, it creates a lot of black smoke, which they like. It's quite visual. Burns real hot.
It's just a matter of, planning and doing and getting it right.
And for the filmmakers, getting it right has resulted in the explosive new action thriller, Wanted Dead or Alive.
Charlie. Keep the change. Thank you.
As the star of Blade Runner and Lady Hawk, Dutch-born actor Rutger Hauer has somehow managed to explode on American movie screens. In his latest assignment, he portrays a bounty hunter tracking a terrorist in the new action thriller Wanted Dead or Alive.
Between the CIA, the FBI, the LAPD, you've got 4,000 men on the street. Why would you need me?
This is a flashpoint situation, Nick. We need the best.
I like the development of the character that is underneath all this. There's a heart in this guy, and I like that. When I act a character, when I act a role, when it works, it's very simple. There's joy in it.
For Hauer, Wanted Dead or Alive was more than a joy. It was demanding, both physically and emotionally.
It's not the best time for people to be around you when you're shooting because you're different. Very hard to tell where the difference is between you and the character because, we melt.
Hauer's attention to character proved to be an asset to his co-stars, including Robert Guillaume of TV's Benson fame.
It's a kind of juicy relationship you like to have with an actor where you work together and you devise things and you have insights into what you're doing.
I want Malak. Help me.
Whatever you need.
What I do as an actor, career-wise, I'm trying to, I create a little dollhouse with characters, and I want to try and get deeper, get different, get better, and I hope it shines through.
What about this film? Is this one fun to do, or is it work?
It's fun. It's I'm really digging into this guy. I'm digging into his guts, and I'm trying to find stuff that you can understand. People can understand what's going on without saying it, without phoning it in. It gives him a little more meat.
This is the guy. I've been waiting to kill him for a long time.
He's gone from the music scene to the movie screen. Gene Simmons, lead singer from the rock group Kiss, is starring in his third film, where he plays a self-absorbed villain in the new motion picture Wanted, Dead or Alive.
I don't particularly have a thing about villains, aside from the fact that they seem to be the only roles that have been offered so far. Right now, I'd like to become a good film actor. And so all the roles I'm taking are real challenges. They're not the obvious.
All right, here we go. And roll camera. Action!
For this one-time 6th grade teacher who was born in Israel, the role of an Arab terrorist was far from obvious, but he was a perfect choice, according to director Gary Sherman.
He gets out there on the screen and he plays Malach al-Rahim. And he's not playing Gene Simmons. He's not the lead singer in Kiss. He's an actor and a very convincing terrorist.
This will make Bhopal, India look like a minor traffic accident. The only difference between acting and the stage seems to be that on stage, the more flamboyant and sort of extroverted you are, the better it is. And in movies, it seems, the more you do inside, the more you feel it inside, and the less you show facially, the more realistic it is.
I didn't expect the lead singer of Kiss to be this extremely well-read, extremely well-educated, extremely intelligent person, speaks 5 languages. Gene just blew me away.
There's a stigma attached to musicians. We're supposed to be, our intelligence is supposed to be limited to the number of strings on our guitars. And so, but that's okay. I don't mind, you know, paying my dues and showing everybody that I'm actually good. I am. Well, it's difficult first for an Israeli to play an Arab. I'm an Israeli. I was born in Haifa. But the appealing thing about doing Malak or any other character is that it gives you an opportunity to climb under the skin, crawl under the skin rather, of another person and play the game of, well, what if? What if I was that other person? We met and liked each other right away. In fact, the producers and the director met me at the same time, same day. And we basically sat and looked at each other, and it was pretty much, yeah, this is it, this is right. And it was interesting for me. The role was appealing because it's a stretch. I have to forget about what my political beliefs are emotionally and morally and so on, and become this other person, totally, you know, a different person, a terrorist who believes in what he does and also gets off on it emotionally, vain, loves the sound of his own name, powerful.
Well, the question really is, what is there about this genre of film that is so appealing to an actor to want to try? The action adventure.
The action adventure?
Yeah.
I suppose it's an opportunity to cut down on words. You don't have to do a lot of talking. I find myself much more comfortable when I don't have to talk a lot. I like not having a lot to say if I'm going to do a film. I feel much more comfortable with the mime part of my emotions than with the intellectual or with all the verbosity. I start questioning myself, but I never question my physical motion. I always feel that it somehow is truer than my thought.
Since his very first screen performances in the Academy Award-nominated Turkish Delight and the Los Angeles Film Critics' Best Foreign Film Award winner, Soldier of Orange, Rutger Hauer has crafted one riveting portrayal and electrifying characterization after another. He shot it out with Sylvester Stallone under the streets of New York in Nighthawks. He mesmerized audiences as the heartless killer android in a deadly game of pursuit with Harrison Ford in Blade Runner. He attacked a fortress and battled an army in the masterful sword and sorcery legend, Lady Hawk. And he caught a lift with an unsuspecting C. Thomas Howell and turned it into total terror in The Hitcher.
kid.
Now, Rutger Hauer, who's brought some of the movie's deadliest bad guys to life, is about to become one of the good guys. Rutger Hauer in Wanted, Dead or Alive. He's a lawman, an outlaw, a soldier, a spy, a stalker, a hunter, a rebel, a renegade, and a patriot. He's part private eye, part mercenary, part hitman, and part bounty hunter. He's somebody's bad dream. He's the best there is. His name is McTeague, and one way or the other, he always gets his man. Rutger Hauer stars as Clint McTeague. Wanted, Dead or Alive, now in production.